Welcome to the farm, where life lessons are learned the hard way, and Carhartt is worn for purpose, not for a City Slickers fashion statement. Guys, I'm Stephen McBee. I'm joined here today, ugly mug across the table.
You know me, Jesse
Unfortunately,
McBee.
my brother. And then the much better-looking mug, sitting back here, our first guest on the podcast thus far, my buddy John Langston.
What's going on, y'all?
Man, good to have you here. Good to have you.
Man, it's awesome to be here.
We had a hell of a morning this morning. You know, we're filming this. It's about noon now.
Still on high.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
We're riding good. We had...
It's going to be hard to sit still, man.
It is.
I know.
It is. John comes up here. What is this, third year now?
Yeah.
Yeah, third year. John's been up hunting with us. And this morning, we were able to get it done.
It's crazy, man. It's like a dream, man. It's like you wake up and you imagine it in your head before you go to bed, and it happens just like that. It's unreal, man.
It is.
It's
I think we sat there every single hunt this time, and we were manifesting every single thing. John was like to the T about how this entire hunt was going to go down. And this morning, he called it. Called it. You know, we had first thing right off the bat, broke daylight. We had our giant that we went in there after chasing a doe. He disappeared. We thought maybe he was gone for the morning, and then we had a couple young bucks come out in the food plot, and he was right behind him.
It was like you drew it up and just press play. I mean, it was, that first deer that came out, I was like, man, that's a good deer. That's a good deer. And, up here, I'm used to down a southern deer. So, small deer up here to y'all, I look at him like, hey, good deer, He
was a pretty good one.
He was good.
Yeah.
He's a young 3-year-old, nice 10-point, probably 140 inches.
Yeah.
And, man, it was awesome. He came and worked that scrape, and it was so pretty, man. Just like a beautiful morning, kind of overcast, but it was not too cold. The wind, was kind of goofy on us a few times. A few does kind of got our position, and I was kind of worried because we saw them at daybreak, like you said, and man, I was like, well, because we got more east wind than we wanted to. It was calling for a bunch of south, but we got a bunch of east in it, and I think it was just how that kind of almost a bottom kind of lays off,
the way that terrain feature. There's a lot to hunting, guys. For those of you that aren't hunting, we take a lot into account: wind direction, temperature, barometric pressure.
Yeah.
It is not as much of a redneck. It is pretty redneck, but it's not as much as you would think.
It's pretty redneck.
It's pretty redneck. But there is, at the advanced level, there's a lot of calculations that go into it, and it worked out for us well this morning. And you're on a roll. Yeah. This is what, your third or fourth buck of the year?
Yeah. Shoot, man. This is my third.
And then you're going to Ohio next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a good year for you.
How about you save some for the rest of us?
Yeah, I was going to say, Jesse's over here, hasn't killed anything all year, and John's like, yeah, this is number...
He's like,
I can't even count.
I can't even, I lost track
well,
of
no,
deer.
so I did kill an 8, so this is my 4th buck this year. I was like, man, is that this year or that last year?
Jesse doesn't have that
man.
problem.
I'm like, I know exactly what I've killed.
This year has been a long year, man. I'm trying to keep my ducks in a row. But
well, yeah,
man,
I mean, especially with you living life on the road. I mean,
just on the road, man. It's hard to keep track with everything, and it's tough, and that's why we come out here, enjoy the outdoors, to kind of unwind, and like I think I was telling y'all earlier, take the family on vacation. We go to the beach and stuff, and it's all fun. I love going to the beach and stuff, but that's this is my vacation. Come out here, have some alone time where get in a tree stand, get in God's country, and say a few prayers and get right with the Lord, and it kind of resets you, man. I love it, man. There's nothing like it, and hunting and bow hunting, especially, just it's peaceful, and I just appreciate y'all having me, man.
Dude,
y'all have a special place. Y'all really do, man. It's incredible.
We're lucky. We're very blessed to have it. We've put a lot of work into it over the years, and it's definitely paying off now.
I see that. Man. I see that.
So did you grow up hunting? Like, how did you even get into hunting?
Man, it's kind of funny you say that, because I didn't grow up hunting. I always grew up loving the outdoors. Yes, my parents, I grew up, wanting all kinds of dogs and hunting dogs and stuff, and but I didn't really get into hunting till my buddy Brock Hambury took me hunting for the first time in 8th grade. We went deer hunting, didn't see too much, but I shot my first 30-06 at a target, and I was kind of really interested in it. And we didn't have cable growing up, but our family had a little house on a lake in North Georgia, and we had the outdoor channel on that TV. So growing up, summer times I would always turn the outdoor channel on and watch Buckmasters and stuff, and it just like. I would always turn it on and just watch it, be fascinated by it. I always loved it, but never had the opportunity. And, you know, it's always been something I always wanted to get into. And, you know, during college and stuff, met some friends that had some hunting ground and got to really start, you know, dipping my toes in it and really learning a lot. You know, it's been a journey, man, because especially from bow hunting. I only started bow hunting probably like 6 years ago, and a couple of buddies, you know, inspired me to pick up a bow and really, you know, try it out. And it's something I've you know, really enjoy archery and learning how to shoot. And
you've taken it and ran with it.
Man,
like you're
that's a good
stone
6 years
cold
then.
killer with a bow, man.
I appreciate it, man. It's been fun to learn. I think what's helped me out is I grew up playing football and stuff and sports all my life, and you know, bow hunt's kind of like a sport. You know, it is
Absolutely.
a sport, and I've always been an athlete and wanted to pursue. You know, I'm very coachable. I was never like the tallest, strongest, or fastest or anything, but I was coachable, and that's what helped me succeed in sports. And I feel like that's what helps me in bow hunting. I'm very coachable. I'm always ready to learn. I'm asking y'all questions all the time. I'm asking my buddies who have been doing this way longer than I have questions all the time. I'll probably bug the hell out of them. But
we love them, man. I mean, it's I think, hell, you may be even a better bow hunter now than Jesse. I don't know about me.
Oh,
yet.
hell no.
I don't know about me yet.
Oh,
but
no, man. I ain't got a wall big enough to handle Jesse's deer that he's got. No.
Well, shoot, I mean, not only on the bow hunting side, but now, you know, we call this podcast Welcome to the Farm, discussing all things farming just because that's what we know and love. Mm-hmm. And I feel like not only the bow hunting bug has got you, but really the land management side has.
More than anything.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not writing a song or doing what I do for a living, I'm working on my farm or making it, you know, I've really dove into the management side of habitat management, not just only for like deer, but all wildlife, not just like turkey and and ducks and stuff, but also you know, just butterflies.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the birds, man. It's
wild birds and everything.
Creating a healthy ecosystem, man. It's just from the ground up. I just really have dove into that and became kind of a nerd, like reading books. I never read, but I'll read, you know, books and really, you know, fell in love with it, man. It's cool to also have your own piece of ground to be able to, you know, to work on. I think that's been the coolest thing, and I had no idea what I was getting into and how much work it takes, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
It's a very rewarding work. It's not a very profitable work, but man, we love it. And
awesome.
I think I seen Instagram stories this year. I think Jesse and I even talked about it. We're like, John's planting cover crops. We've seen you posting about some cover crops you were planting. We're like, oh yeah, he's getting with the program. He knows some cover crops.
Yeah, I'm about to hopefully get a no-till drill next year.
There we go.
And I was about to drive up to Kentucky and get a Goliath crimper the other day, and I was like, I'm on my way. He said, I already sold it. It was a steal too. You can't get those. Those things ain't cheap, man.
No.
This guy wanted nothing for it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just learning about you know different strategies of how to plant food plots now, and you know.
Well,
and how to build soil and
see that's the important part is I love the fact that you're getting into the regenerative and sustainable farming practices. Right. So, you know, whenever John's talking about a crimper, he's talking about something that completely eliminates having to spray chemical on your plots. Basically, it's a big rolling blade that kills off your cover crop and allows you to plant soybeans right behind it. Mm-hmm. And you know, this is very late and great techniques of farming and advanced practices that we're practicing on our farm at scale across 40,000 acres, but it's awesome to hear someone new getting into it. You know, you're really diving into your research, to say the least.
I have. I've watched a lot of Growing Deer TV from Dr. Grant Woods. I love that guy, man. Like when it was like when I was researching it, I just, you know, kind of Googled and stuff. And
he's a good guy to learn from.
Yeah, man. One of his videos popped up. I've just been watching him. And, man, it's just cool to see how, you know, learning about building soil and how that affects your herd.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it affects not only the crops that you're growing, but all the way through to the nutrients you're putting through your soil, to your plants, to then your animals.
It's all revolving.
Yeah, it literally is just an integrated ecosystem. And it's such a neat concept whenever you can wrap your mind around it and see the practices that you can do to help everything out. And that's something that Jesse and I talk about nonstop, is wanting to be the voice of the American farmer, because there's such a bad stigma around farming from the mainstream media, the corporations that are seeing farming as the destruction of earth as we know it. And we're trying to get on here and say, no, look at what we're doing to actually pull down carbon out of the air, put it back into the soil. We're actually trying to leave the land in a better place than we found it, and help generations to come be able to enjoy this great resource that we have. And sounds like you're doing the same things down there in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what we talk about all the time, is trying to make sure that this land and this habitat is here for the next generation, the one after that, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I got a little girl now. She's just turned 2, and it's like, man, I can't, it's going to be a sad day, but I can't wait to, she takes it over one day, and she keeps it going, man.
Yeah, you said she was out in the food plot the other day and was picking up some
some brassicas and saying, "Come here, dear, come get it." Yep. It was hilarious. I was like, "You got to be kidding me right now." She's watching Daddy too much.
She's going to be spending some time on the tractor with you.
Man, I can't wait, man. It's that little girl. She's a lot of my world, and it's so funny to watch her. Just it's always been a dream of mine to raise my kids on a farm, and the things that you learn from it, and just getting outside, I think is so important these days, especially in this modern day of technology and stuff, and just getting back literally to your roots. You know what I mean? And just, so yeah, man, it's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's, especially living the lifestyle that you live, it's got to be tough for you to find the balance. You spend, whether it be Wednesday night at midnight getting on bus call and then touring the country, going to these shows and then come back on Sundays to the farm life. Is that tough for you to balance? Like, how do you keep the farm and home in order while you're gone?
I've had a guy the past couple of years really help me out while I'm gone. If we got a big rain coming in and it's been dry, all summer, and we got to get plots in, like my buddy Kyle, who ran Southern Land Solutions down in Tennessee, he's really helped me out a whole bunch. And we kind of like teamed up and really conquer that. I mean, but I feel like it's a switch for me when I come home. I can turn off the music singer, the country music singer, and I can turn that off, and it allows me to decompress from that, because that's a stressful job, man, and especially the past years with COVID and all that, and it's just a bunch of roller coasters, like everybody has in their lives, and I feel like I can go practice and go do something else that gets my mind off that stuff, but also be productive and and learn something new, and just have a hobby, but also like really try to, more than a hobby, have another lifestyle that's not so demanding, as in from your like inner core, I guess, of just like, we demand so much of you, you got to go do this, go
literally
do that.
You have a camera on you when you're on the road. You have a camera on you. You're in front of the public eye, 24/7.
And when I go to the farm, I'm by myself.
Yes.
And it's just like, all right,
this is
180
degree switch, and
just,
I bet that is nice.
Don't always have to be on your game.
Yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all.
It does. I think that's why Jesse really enjoys farming. He's so tired of going out in public and just being swarmed down.
So many ladies, man.
It's like, man.
Can't keep them off.
I avoid it. Yeah, can't do it anymore.
Yeah, so what are we? November 8th here today, and are you done touring, or you have a couple more?
Shows. We have, we're actually in Missouri this week. We're down in Springfield and Columbia.
Yep.
Go check them out.
Yeah.
And then y'all come on out to the Blue Note. It's like one of my favorite venues in the country.
Is that Springfield or Columbia?
Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah. Springfield's awesome too. It's just in Columbia, there's a place called the Blue Note. Great staff, great people, and we've been there many times, and I love the town of Columbia. It's just it reminds me of a mini Athens. I'm from outside of Athens, Georgia, so it reminds me a little. It has that vibe, man.
It's definitely the mini side of the SEC. We just joined a couple years back. We're still working our way up in there.
Good on.
Wait, we almost got Georgia this year, though. It was close.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
Not quite. Maybe.
Don't play with the dog.
Yeah, I know. I touched a touchy subject.
It was
there.
cool. We'll call it close.
So, what do you have going on in the realm of new music? What's the next few months?
Man, so I'm actually working on my debut record right now. It's coming out next year. Can't say when, but we got a lot of new music coming out. Been in the studio a whole bunch this year. Really proud of these songs. A lot of these songs are, I've written with great friends of mine. Put a lot of heart and soul into these, and I can't wait for the fan. I feel like all these fans have like been there for me since I started this thing in like 2013, and they're like, "When's your debut album coming out?" I've never put out an album, and I've only put out singles and little EPs here and there, and I feel like I owe it to the fans that like, okay, I feel like me as an artist and songwriter, I'm ready to say, hey, this is me as an artist, and this is my first project that I want to publicly say, hey, here you go. Yeah. And I feel like I owe that to the fans too. And I appreciate y'all, sticking with me all these years, man. It means a lot.
That's
so
awesome.
I love it, man. It's just like I love, farming stuff. It's cool. My therapy also is writing songs.
Yeah.
So, it's, the music stuff's demanding, but it helps me get through life as well. So
yeah. Well, and I think one of the things that I respect most about you, and knowing you personally, I'm able to see this side of you, but I think all of your audience, all of your fans can hear it in your voice and the way you care about these songs. You have a hand in basically every song you've ever put out. Just about.
Just about. Yeah, I think there's only one or two songs that I've cut that I didn't
have a hand in writing.
Right.
And you can feel that whenever you're releasing the music and the way that you care so passionately about the music and the songs. I think a lot of these artists put out songs that, they don't have the emotional attachment to. They're like, well, yeah, I hope it does good at radio. I don't really care too much about the song. It's a good song. It'll be good for radio. Whereas each single one that you write, every single line you wrote down, and, you want it to touch someone in a way that they can relate to it on an emotional level, more so than any other artist. You're not just looking for a song that does well at radio. You're looking for a song that really helps someone get through something, connect with, whatever they're feeling at the time. And I think that's pretty special.
I appreciate you saying that. It really, thank you, man. That's what it's all about to me. It's awesome when, we're playing these shows all across the country, and I'm in a meet and greet line, and this guy comes up to me and says, hey, man, your song Cigarettes and Me really helped me get through my dad passing. Mm-hmm. Like, just hearing that, man, it just, means everything. It really does, because that's why I do it. That's why, it helps me get through my life, and it helps me say what I want to say, and I get to say what other people want to say. And, we're always there for, we're there for each other in that sense of, hey, I wrote this song for me, but also to hear people connect with them, it's for them too. Yeah. And I think that's what makes music so great, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really does.
Especially country music.
I was going to say, the stories in country music, especially good country music, there's nothing that compares to it. It puts you in a mood. And I always say I'm a lover of the sad country songs. I could be in the best mood ever and listen to the saddest country song ever and just loving every minute.
Oh, yeah. I think we were just listening before we started. Some Keith Whitley.
Oh yeah, we were working out to some Keith Whitley last night.
I was like, "This is the saddest song ever," and I love it.
I'm over here smiling, singing it.
Well, shoot, man. I think we got a guitar here. We're just talking about music.
Yeah, man.
What do you think about?
Man, I'll play one of my favorite ones I've written. It's called "Try Missing You."
I like it. I think this is going to be the first full set we've done in the studio. Yeah. Obviously, mine don't count. Whenever I was in here by myself, we don't discuss those, and we didn't film those.
No.
So.
Yeah, we don't talk about those.
Gotta go another show. Long road ahead, waking up in another town in a lonely hotel bed. Baby, it ain't easy loving you and chasing dreams. Well, if it weren't for you, honey, I wouldn't have a song to sing. Well, I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. Truth is, I'm a little lost right now. Smoking whiskey, it don't fix me like you always do. If you think you're missing me, try missing you. I'm here holding on with everything I am. I'm praying for you every day, making me a better man. But baby, I ain't leaving, 'cause you would be a crime. 'Cause ever since you stole my heart, I wanna live this crazy life. Well, I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. Truth is, I'm a little lost right now. Yeah. Smoking whiskey, The smoky whiskey, it don't fix me like it always do. You think you miss me, yeah. Try missing you, yeah. Try missing you. Try missing you. Yeah, yeah.
Killed it. Woo! Good stuff, man.
That was money.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, good. That's awesome. And that was one that you wrote yourself, Try Missing You.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That was good.
That was impressive.
It was. Speaking of, Try Missing You, you're getting on the road. Tomorrow, head back home to Mags, correct?
That's right. We get back home so I can see him before I hit the road again.
Well, thank you so much for coming up, man. Thank you for coming and doing this podcast. We appreciate it more than you know. Appreciate your friendship. And,
You too, buddy. I appreciate
man, we've had a
y'all.
fun couple years.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Many more.
Yeah,
Many more.
many more on the road.
future. Let's
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Catch y'all later.
The smoky